humble gaming convention, a place for like-minded individuals to come together and celebrate their favourite pastime, all whilst a bunch of studios try desperately to peddle their latest video game offerings. They're loud, they're bright, they usually smell a bit funny, and more often than not, they're packed to the brim with cringe. Looking at you, E3. I think it's fair to say that your average avid gamer is probably a bit of an introvert, who'd much rather spend their time alone or with a small group of friends playing their favourite titles. And yet, these people turn out in their literal thousands every year to attend conventions all around the world. And my question is why? Why would you want to spend your hard-earned cash on tickets, travel and accommodation just so developers and publishers can try to flog you something when you could have just stayed home and watched the trailers on YouTube? Why would you spend hours queuing to get an autograph from that one guy that voiced that hot vampire in that game you like? And why on earth would you spend months and months making something like this? I, for one, would like to know. I'm Ashton from TripleJump, and today I'm finding out, why do gamers love conventions so much? The term convention is used to describe a large gathering of people with a shared interest, and they've been happening for years. Comic book fans have been getting together at cons since the early 60s, and in the years that have followed, more and more hobbies have seen conventions held in their honour. Whether you're into movies, drag queens, or painting little plastic figurines and making them fight one another, then there's a convention out there for you. Naturally, as video gaming became more and more popular, conventions dedicated to the pastime started popping up all around the world. In 1995, the very first Electronic Entertainment Expo was held in Los Angeles as a result of the Consumer Electronics Show failing to take video games seriously. More than 180 vendors signed up to appear at the event, including the big hitters of the time, Sony, Nintendo and Sega, and 55,000 industry professionals, retailers and journalists were in attendance. It's also estimated, however, that around 10,000 members of the public were able to sneak into the expo simply by showing a relevant-looking business card at the door. Those scamps. The first E3 was a massive success, proving the world was ready for more big gaming events just like it, and soon various others started popping up all over the globe. The Tokyo Game Show was first held in, you guessed it, Tokyo in 1996, EGX was inaugurated in London in 2008, and Gamescom has been held in Cologne since 2009, all of which are still going strong to this very day. But what is it that attracts the general public to these events? I think I should talk to someone in the know. Just one thing before we carry on with the rest of the video. We framed this entire video around Insomnia the Gaming Festival because we went there a few months ago, and while we were filming and editing the rest of this video, things with Insomnia went a bit, well, bad. Player One Events, the company who ran Insomnia, made all of their staff redundant in March and entered voluntary liquidation. The website was shut down, and up until the end of June, none of the freelancers, staff or talent had been paid. There has been no official public statement regarding the future of Insomnia Gaming Festival. However, RuneFest, a smaller RuneScape festival that was due to take place alongside the September Insomnia Festival, has announced that due to the collapse of their event partner, they have had to reschedule their event. All signs point to the end of Insomnia Gaming Festival, which is yet another huge loss for gaming convention fans the world over. But that seems like a topic for another video. While we were there, we chatted to Phil Crawford, former marketing and brand manager for Insomnia Gaming Festival, to talk about what it is that draws crowds to gaming conventions, and despite all the recent goings-on, we all, including Phil, still thought that we should include this conversation. So here it is. I am here with Phil at Insomnia. Phil, who the devil are you?
I am Phil. I work on Insomnia the Game Festival as their brand manager.
Yes, and Phil kindly wanted to hang out with us to talk a bit about Insomnia, and also just happens to be a fan of the channel, which is like really convenient for us. But I want to know, what draws you to conventions? Like, what was your first memory of a convention? What is it about a convention that you love?
Well, funnily enough, I think my first convention experience was actually at Insomnia. So I think it was Insomnia 62, I think it was. So I kind of got into it quite late in the game.
Yeah.
But for me, it was just all about that kind of electricity of bringing the people together and sort of like, there's this misconception that, we're all gamers, we want to sit in our basements and not talk to anyone, and but we are really sociable and we do want to come out and say hello and see everyone and kind of meet up with people, and Insomnia and conventions in general kind of give us that experience, that excuse really to kind of come together and see each other, even if it's people you only see twice a year. Like I come down to here now for work, which is great, which means twice a year I get to come here and I bump into all these people I haven't seen since the last edition of Insomnia, and sort of be able to say like, oh, how you been? How's life been? And all this, like people I can speak to online, and when I'm playing with them and stuff like that, and then speak to them on Discord, but then come and actually have in-person, face-to-face meetings with these people. It's great.
So Insomnia's grown and grown. Every time it's happened, it's gone from strength to strength. But what do you think it is that keeps gamers coming back to things like Insomnia?
I think personally it's a mixture of that, like I said, that having being able to come here and see everyone again and just give them an excuse to come together, but just having different things to see and do. We all love to spend the time at home. We love games and we love seeing like all the news that's going on and what new games are coming out and stuff like this, but then we get to come here and actually have a go at everything and be able to just really just go and get your hands on as many games as possible, see if there's something that's really cool, and then go away and go, right, I'm going to go away and play this now for the next 6 months, and then go to another con, have a look and see what's going on there, and just keep that cycle going.
What is your personal favourite thing about conventions?
My favourite thing? To be fair, I think one of my favourite things, outside of, as I've said, the seeing everybody, that's great, that's lovely, it's doing a bit of shopping. I'm awful for it. These especially now that we're working at these shows now, like I end up having to walk around the floor, make sure everything's okay, make sure everyone's happy, everyone's having a great time. But then while I'm there, I'm like, oh, what's that? Oh, I'll come back for that. So I love the shopping aspects of it, to be fair. We've got some great marketplace sellers with some really, really nerdy stuff. Love it.
Why is it that even after we've had like such a terrible few years and the fact that like gamers are so divided in so many spheres, why do you think it is that at a convention, the community and everyone's so friendly, the community is brilliant? Why do you think that is?
I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that we as kind of this community, we don't have that many kind of physical outlets for us to all come together, right? But so we've got all of these digital spaces that we all kind of live in, in like social medias and Discords and online lobbies and stuff like this. But I compared it a lot to when we did our first shows out of COVID, like during the dark times. When we came back out of that, I kind of compared it a lot to, when the pubs reopened and everyone rejoiced and everyone went, oh yeah, we can go and see each other again. We don't have to sit on Zoom calls and all this kind of stuff. Insomnia is essentially that, like kind of encapsulated, but for the gaming community. So it's that like, right, we've got a reason, we've got an excuse, we've got a way we can all come together and just have a great time.
What do you think makes Insomnia different? Because we've seen like huge conventions like E3 and like have not existing anymore.
It's really sad to see that kind of stuff. But I think the big thing for us is our focus and our perspective has always been on that community. And I think while these other shows have great, fantastic communities, obviously there's a lot of overlap. We're all gamers, like we're all overlapping onto each other's conventions. But with stuff like I found with like E3 and like other shows like that, they were all about kind of the showing off of the new games, and it was more about it felt like it was almost like a press event. Like it was like, this is where I come to get my first news, and then I can go home. Whereas this, we're more about like, what can we celebrate about the games? What can we take out of gaming and make it fun and interesting for everyone else? So you can come down, you can play new games, that's amazing. But if you want to check out like a gaming show, or you want to check out like a meet and greet that's tied to something, or a community meetup that's tied to a few voice actors, a couple of shows ago, we had all the Resident Evil voice actors. So we went, oh, that's great, let's get a Resident Evil cosplay like meet and greet together. Like, what's the outside the box thing we can do here to just elevate it and make it fun for the community and make it something they want to come to.
Now that we've had the pro opinion, maybe it's time to get the thoughts of con goers. First things first, if I'm going to get to the full convention experience, I'm going to need a suitable outfit. Now, full transparency, originally we were going to really phone it in, but a few weeks before Insomnia, I was sat at my desk and inspiration struck, so I simply had to fulfill my destiny. So here's the thing, I need to make a flower that goes on my head. But I ordered some, but they're not going to work. Look, I got these right, but in the scale of things is not correct. Oh, ow. Like they're little flowers like this, which are cute, don't get me wrong, but they're not quite going to work for what I need. But the stem is quite handy. So what I'm thinking, I'm going to do a craft. I'll show you what we're working with. So we have hot glue gun. Feels like the most important part of any costume. I have some yellow paint. It might be fabric paint, it might not be. Can't really remember. Also, pillow, right? I have a theory. I think if I cut bits out and stick them to cardboard, which I have lots of because I own cats. Bobby, I was going to use this cardboard box. Are you just going to sit in it while I cut?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Then I think I can make them use the inside of a pillow to make like puffy petals. This is the theory. I'm not entirely confident, but I'm going to give it everything I've got. I have a week. No, that's not true. I have 6 days. I don't make the glue come out. I've been waiting for ages. Oh. I got a bit of a pillow off, by the way. The theory is, if I stick this side on, and then I leave it a bit of a gap, and then I roll it over the other side, that I can like make it all like puff it up with the inner bit of the pillow. Not 100% sure it's going to work. Okay, I think this is our first petal. It's shoddy craftsmanship, but I'm working with the hot glue gun, which I'm not normally allowed to use because I will injure myself. So far, all I've done is covered my fingers in glue. Winning! I haven't done enough petals. Look, I'm one short. Oh, this is so annoying. Ben. Thoughts?
Definitely a flower.
You think it looks that bad?
No.
But you didn't say good.
It looks better than it did before.
Well, before it was just 5 individual petals in a circle.
Sure.
It looks way better on camera than it does in real life. It really is sombering to be sat on your own waiting for everyone else to be ready so you can show them your costume and just have enough time and a mirror in front of you, just enough time to like realise what you're doing and also realise that you've got no one to blame but yourself. I didn't have to do this. I could have done something much easier and not as horrible looking in real life. But I chose this. I'm going to have an existential crisis if I don't hurry up. Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see a red glow reflecting off the top. Oh,
I knew it!
oh my god.
I told you it was pigment.
I figured it out. I'm so happy. I figured it out. Yes.
I feel like father of the bride on the morning of the wedding. She's come in. We're all so proud.
When you're okay with this,
Big day. Too late.
I've done it to myself now.
This is your decision.
This was my decision. I picked this character. I did everything on my own, and then it wasn't until I was sat up there just now, looking in the mirror, in silence on my own, going, why have I done this? What is the reason?
It is going to be very funny if people want to toe-to-toe with the three of us.
Yeah.
The flower stem, how's that anchored? It just goes down your spine.
There's a thing here.
Oh, dude. Okay, so that's
and
pretty
it's
secure.
stuck on,
Yeah.
and then it's 6 fake flower stems that I have stuck together.
It's
Wow.
just that face paint.
And then,
Yeah.
Feels like a head crime.
yeah, so this is what I'm wearing today. When are you guys getting changed?
I'm in my costume.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's it.
a clown. Yeah.
We're dressed as white boys who don't really
Oh,
care.
I thought you were all doing different colour pigments. That's
No, that's all.
I can give you sort of like
Yeah.
pastel, whatever colour this.
Right.
I thought I'd just come as a creator.
We're in Insomnia, just like this. So, I guess we just got to do Insomnia things.
I've been in a serious accident. That looked so fun. Now it's time to go to our reporter in the field to find out what you thought. Why do you guys love conventions?
For me, I really love cosplaying. I love the atmosphere. I love the vibes here.
So I think the reason that anyone in this room gets into this culture is because we find something that we deeply love about it, whether it's video games, fantasy worlds, sci-fi worlds, or just connecting with someone over a shared niche interest.
I absolutely love the people, very the same as Nelly, love the vibe, it's such a community.
The reason why I come to the events is basically it gets me a lot of friends. I've been doing Create now for about 4 years and I've met a lot of friends in the industry. So mainly for me, it's an experience really. You get to see a lot of friends, have a good time. You know, I get to progress as a creator, but overall it's just positive vibes, good energy, and it's just the best place to be really, so yeah.
This is the chance that everyone in this room gets to be themselves. We get to talk as passionately as everyone else about something that we love. So I've met people that love Warhammer, I've met people that love video games, that love board games, that love fantasy, that love creation, that love YouTube and Twitch. And when you're in a convention, that is the energy that everyone has, and it is absolutely irreplaceable.
I just love dressing up, like it's a great escape from reality.
We create our cosplays and it's the one place where we can wear them and everybody just accepts you're in costume. They don't care. They don't even bat an eyelid. If you're out in the open, you get those judgmental looks, but at con, just another day.
What do you think it is, like that special thing that gets people coming back year on year to convention?
It's mainly community. That's the reason why people come back every year, it's community, because you gotta understand there's a lot of people who come here year after year and they meet each other year after year. It's like a friend group. And end of the day, when you're part of something that special, you never want to let that go. It's not easy to find that. You know, many people may find it through sports and all that, but gaming is very difficult to do that. Whereas when you come to these gaming events, that's how you meet people.
We've been doing this for maybe about, I think, 11, 12 years now. So we normally do about 4 big ones a year, and then we try and do like a day here and there at smaller conventions around the country. So a lot at this point.
So what I think conventions is YouTube is the modern day television. We see YouTubers all the time, we see Twitch streamers all the time, and there is this almost divide where you assume that the celebrity, if you will, is beyond you. You can never meet them, they are meta-human, they are other. This is the great equalizer. I see people that I watch on YouTube and I fangirl. The butterflies get going, I'm running up to them, my mouth goes dry and I'm like, oh my god, it's you! As soon as I saw the team TripleJump were here, I'm like, oh my god, I love those guys! I stole their idea! I want to go and chat to them more. So you cannot get that beautiful, friendly energy through a screen. It's still strong, but this is real.
Everyone here is very similar. There's no judgment. And I think that's the best vibes. When you have no judgment, everyone can be friends. And make friends for life, essentially, so yeah.
I mean, for me, like a lot of the time, it's how many people I've met here, how many friends I've made, and we all come back together.
I think it's that the conventions just keep getting better and better. Like, they keep getting bigger and bigger, more popular, and I just think it attracts more people.
I think it's like-minded people. I think all the people under the same roof that like the same things. So you're always going to find someone you can talk to about something you're passionate about. So yeah, that's why I think it's just a community. It's probably the best way of describing it.
You come down here, everyone supports everyone because we're all weird and we all appreciate that.
They've all got pretty good arguments for showing up, but let me tell you what I thought. Firstly, and most obviously, the sense of community among everyone there is crazy. Here is a room full of strangers of all ages, backgrounds and livelihoods. We all had one thing in common. We all love games. And you walk around, sometimes looking like a complete moron, and everyone is there to have a good time and talk out about games, and it shows. Also, it was amazing to see all the talent on show, in the artwork and products on display in the stalls, in the games being developed by indie studios, and in the crafting on show in the incredible cosplays. People are so talented and creative, and in a world where certain people and companies are beginning to pull the human element out of the creative process, it was truly lovely to see. So, what did we learn? It's abundantly clear that gaming conventions are about so much more than just the games. I met some fantastic people, got to talk to industry insiders, and tried my hands at things I would never have bothered with normally. The cynic in me knows that exhibitors are just trying to sell me things, but you know what? I had way too much fun to care. So, why do gamers love conventions so much? Well, it turns out that getting together with thousands of other people who all have the same interests as you, in an environment where you get to do all the things you love, is somewhat appealing. Throw into the mix the opportunities to try new games, meet your heroes, and get all the latest news in the world of gaming, and you've got yourself a recipe for a dang good time. I guess the answer was really quite simple after all. Go figure.